Good evening, everybody, or good morning. If you are tuning in from India, we are welcome you to meeting 570 of Blue Quest. I am the Sergeant of Arms today, Anna Whistler. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting, so please be advised that the meeting is being recorded and it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Abide by them or be silenced. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting without any warning. Told you. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, politics, in any of your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. The Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topic Masters, and General Evaluator, please ensure a smart audio/video check before handing over to the respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role players, your name, your club. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Blue Quest. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will either use background change or screen sharing to indicate the time using one of three cards. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is good to start. It's a good time to start concluding. Red specifies that you have 30 seconds or more to be disqualified, and individual session timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specified requesting to unmute. At this point in time, the polls will be launched after each session, and they will close after 30 seconds. At this point in time, I would like to have the presiding officer unmute himself as I turn it over to our newly elected president, Sumit Juneja.
Thank you, Anna, for this energetic introduction and introduction to the meeting. I welcome all the members and the guests to the meeting number 570 of Blue Quest. This is our very first meeting of this new year. Welcome you all. Today we have around 5 guests with us. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Padma, Shatabdi, Tejendra, Kiran, and I think that's it. Welcome to the Blue Quest. I would like to now introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who is Rupinder, and he will help us understand what is our why. This is the theme of the meeting today. Please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder Singh. Over to you, Rupinder.
October of 2020, I happened to get on a treadmill or on a weighing machine. 141 kilos. I want to let that sink in. 141 kilos. By any stretch of imagination, that is a lot. But just to give you an indication on how much it actually was, my ideal weight at my height is supposed to be 70 kilos. I was well over double my weight. Now, ordinarily, I would not have bothered, but then it started interfering with my daily life. Climbing stairs was a chore. I was climbing stairs by placing one foot and then bringing up the other foot rather than placing one foot on one step and the other one on the other. I was running out of breath after 200 steps. 200, that's it. And I'm a person who's bicycled over 100 kilometers in a day. That's right, you heard it correct. Over 100 kilometers in a day. Obviously, this had to change. So my why was that things have to change. Otherwise, I might be relegated to a wheelchair, or even worse, a coffin. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and very distinguished guests. Think of the last venture you started. The last thing that you started of your own. And then you gave it up. My question is, why did you give it up? Last week, Toastmaster Anna Whistler spoke about resolutions. Everyone makes resolutions. How many of us carry through with them? Apparently, the answer is less than 2%. Per Toastmaster Whistler. Why do 98% give up on that resolution? Did they never mean to carry through with that resolution? Did they make that resolution with the intent that I'm not going to go through with it? I don't think so. If that were true, then what would be the point of making a resolution? Every one of us starts with an intent. And today's meeting is all about carrying through with that intent. There was a point in my life when I was working, and when the office environment became so toxic that I thought of leaving. Mind you, I was earning well. It was a well-paying job. But the environment was so toxic. And I said to myself, is this what training and development all about? I don't want to do training and development. But at that point, a well-meaning advisor came to me. And he said, go back to the day when you applied for your first job. Would you have done it all over again? And there I had my answer. Because the answer was yes, I would have done it all over again. Maybe cut out a few experiences along the way, but I would never have given up. And there I had my answer right in front of me. Today, I want you to seek answers to the question, what is your why? Before you do that, let me tell you how a typical Toastmasters meeting at Blue Quest goes. Like almost every other meeting, our meeting too has 3 sections. The first section, of course, is the prepared speeches section. And in what seems to be a very auspicious start for Blue Quest, we have 3 speakers today who will be delivering their prepared speeches. In our prepared speeches, we have a mix of experiences. We have 2 veteran Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, delivering speeches around mentoring, and 1 icebreaker speech from Toastmaster Deepak Arora. These speakers will be evaluated by respective speech evaluators. The second part is what we call the fun part of the meeting. That is table topics. Our table topics today are championed by Toastmaster Ashok Sharma, who's playing this role for the very first time. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Now, that is a term that I often confuse. Sometimes I say champions are the feedback of breakfast, and sometimes breakfast is the feedback of champions. But I'm glad I got that right. Because the third section, the most important section in a Toastmasters meeting, is called the evaluation section. And heading up the evaluation section is Toastmaster Hope Williams. Now, when I asked Hope, what was the thing that she started and has not completed, she gave me a long, winded answer. And I tried to make some sense out of it, but then I gave up, because I have a principle in life that if I do not understand something in 10 seconds, I stop understanding it. But what was clear was either Hope has never started what she could not finish, or maybe she did not want to talk about it. What she does want to talk about is how evaluations work. And for that reason, I am spotlighting Toastmaster Hope Williams as she introduces her evaluation team. Hope, can we very quickly do an audio video check?
Yes, am I audible?
You're audible and you're visible. You're good to go.
Excellent. Thank you, Rupinder, and thank you for such a grand entrance that you offered to me. Yes, this morning I am the general evaluator. What is that you say? Well, my role as general evaluator is to evaluate everything that goes on during the meeting. The timings, we have already started on time, therefore we're off to a great start. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and everything that doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program, and I will look for great examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give a stellar report. But teamwork makes the dream work, so I'm not here by myself. I have an excellent team that's helping me, my tag team. And I will first call on the first letter of my tag team, which is the timer. May I call on our timer, which is Shabadi? Did I pronounce your name correctly? I see Rupinder's here to help me. I saw him just mouth it. I want to be able to correctly pronounce your name. Shadabi.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please go ahead and explain your role as timer.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. There are 4 things we cannot change in our life. A stone after it has been thrown into the river. Words after they have been spoken. An opportunity once it is missed. And time once it has gone. So time is very important for each one of our life. So today as a timer, my role is to remind all speakers how much time they spent on their speech so that we will run this meeting on time. For the prepared speech, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will show green card at 5 minutes, amber at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. And there is a grace time limit of 30 seconds in the upper and lower side. For the table topic, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. I will show green card at 1 minute, amber at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. And for the table topic, the maximum upper limit is 30 seconds. For the evaluation, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I will show green card at 2 minutes, amber at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. For the evaluation, there is a maximum upper and lower limit is 30 seconds. So I will continue to showing rate card until the speaker will complete his or her speech. So now I'm sharing my screen for your understanding. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. This is a green card, amber, and red. Okay. So at the end of this meeting, when general evaluator will call, I will be back to present my report. Thank you, and over to you, general evaluator.
Excellent. Excellent explanation of our timer's role. On to the next role, which will be the A in the tag team. I will now call on Elisa Schneider to explain her role as the awe counter for this morning's meeting. Elisa?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and welcome. Good morning. So glad to have you here at Toastmasters, where we count the ahs and ums and provide an evaluation at the end. Why is that? Because we want to make sure that our language is exquisite, beautiful, unique, and not repetitive. When you have but, it can cloud your presentation and not allow that clarity that you're trying to put forth. As a result, I will be counting all the ahs and ums, the buts, and I would encourage you, if you feel the need to use the ah or just to take a deep breath, take a pause, think about what you're going to say. There's no rush, and then move forward. At the end, I will give my report, and I look forward to noting down as few ahs and ums as possible. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
What a precise explanation of our ah counter. And I know you will count the ahs well. Finally, rounding out and concluding our tag team is the grammarian. May I call on Kiran, who is our grammarian for this morning's meeting?
Hello,
It's Puranjay.
Koranjay,
Puranj.
my apologies.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. As grammarian, I shall note down the good usage and not so good usage of language, as well as grammatical errors made by the speakers and the role players. It is also my duty to provide the word of the day. And so the word of the day is nexus. It means a connection or series of connections linking between two or more things. Its synonyms are connections, link, tie, and connect. Here is an example. Another example in the nexus between poverty, population growth, and the environment. I request you all to present and acknowledge the uses of the word of the day, and I will submit my report in the evaluation session. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Puranjay, for your exceptional explanation of your role. And I feel we will all be able to use the word nexus during the meeting. I've just used it once. You may follow my lead. I will now hand control of the meeting back to the Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. And I must say that the nexus you have created with your tag team and your evaluation and your team of evaluators will keep our meeting in good stead. On to now our first section of the meeting, which is prepared speeches. Now, usually at this time, I introduce the speaker, I give you a background about them. But as they say, as it's often said, our first speaker needs no introduction, at least not now. May I ask Raj Mehta to please turn on his video so that I can spotlight him. Thank you, Raj. Adding you to the spotlight. Raj is going to give his speech from the Advanced Mentoring Project. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience as a mentor. Raj today will be evaluated by Toastmaster Pratima Razdan. Raj, before we begin, let's do a very quick audio video check.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, Raj. You are clearly audible and you are clearly visible. Raj Mehta, fragrance of my mentee. Fragrance of my mentee, Raj Mehta.
Thank you. She is proud. She considers herself a lot. She tries to overpower everyone. Someone introduced my mentee with these words and asked, "Would you like to mentor someone like this?" Dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. After hearing this question, I said, what is the fun in mentoring someone who is obedient, submissive, and simple? Your Toastmaster will test my patience, listening skills, and experience of my previous mentoring. Yes, I shall take this challenge. The introducer told me that the challenge is none other than Toastmaster Khushbu Chokhani. The very next day, that's on 16th April 2021, I received first bit of her fragrance in the form of a question. What difference does it make if she stands and delivers a speech and sits and delivers a speech? After that, we had a lot of interactions over WhatsApp, phone calls, emails, one-on-one Zoom meetings, etc. Her queries were specific to communication, performing some roles in Toastmaster meetings. She also informed me about her trainings, audiences, website, that is www.notjusttaste.com, LinkedIn profile, etc., etc. Various further interactions with her, especially a very frank chat of about 40 minutes about herself, her family, her education, her husband, his business, life in Kolkata and then in Jaipur, and her interest in my life, my education, my work experiences, my family, especially my daughter, made me summarize Toastmaster Khushbu in 3 bits of fragrance. Her first bit of fragrance comes in the form of her confidence. I was the contest chair for Area P1 Table Topics contest. I wanted Toastmaster Khushbu to perform as the contest Toastmaster for the contest. At the same time, I feared if she would be able to perform well the role of the contest Toastmaster, as she had not even done the Toastmaster of the day ever. I became very glad when Toastmaster Khushbu performed the role of the contest Toastmaster so excellently and confidently that I didn't think twice while giving her the role of the contest master again for table topics contest, for this time for division level, that is for division G. Another example when her confidence emerged was when she won the table topics and speech evaluation contest in Blue Quest Toastmaster Club, even though she had not participated in these contests earlier. Her second bit of her fragrance is in her readiness to explore and learn new things and skills. At every instance before doing the role of Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, speech evaluator, table topic master, grammarian, she called me and asked for the deepest possible knowledge for these roles. She went through all the materials and links I shared with her about these roles. Additionally, she asked for help for visiting meetings of other clubs to practically learn these roles there. In order to perform well at the area M1 contest, she rehearsed her speech evaluation and tabletop speaking skills. On becoming VP Education of Blue Crest Toastmaster Club, she consulted one of the best vice presidents education to dive deep into her first ever leadership role. Recently, she also showed interest in becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. This speaks a lot about Toastmaster Khushbu. And her third bit of fragrance comes from her being a normal human being, not the one with or the words with which she was introduced to me. Toastmaster Khushbu cares for her mentor's health, suggests treatment, and wishes for early recovery. She readily welcomes suggestions in general and feedback in particular about her performances. She doesn't shy in repeating any role or project for its better grasp. She has clearly earmarked her devotion to her work, Toastmaster, and her family. She is a pious and God-fearing woman who celebrates festivals religiously. Above all, she is a great storyteller, which is evident from her website, www.notjusttales.com, and her story in a tall tale contest. Today, I wonder how that someone referred Toastmaster Khushbu as a proud and overpowering person. I feel myself fortunate to have Toastmaster Khushbu Chokhani as my mentee, who has taught me many life lessons. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, for that wonderful speech. Before I proceed, let us take 1 minute to write feedback for Toastmaster Raj Mehta, which can be sent to him on a one-on-one basis. Timer, please indicate with a red card when 1 minute is over. Thank you very much, timer. Now, I purposely did not introduce Raj Mehta because the story of his why is an inspirational one. When I first met Raj Mehta, he had a severe stammering issue. How many of you believe that in the past, Raj found it very difficult to put together a coherent set of sentences, given the speech that you heard today? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yes, it is unbelievable. But believe me, it happened. Raj's why was that he had to get rid of his stammering problem. One day, he turned up at a meeting and gave a very poignant speech about his stammering problem. To this day, I wonder why he never gave that speech for his international speech contest. It was so heartfelt. And here we have Raj winning humorous speech contests, going up to the division level, becoming a successful division director, mentoring people, and giving it back. That's his why. Anyone who wakes up in the morning and asks, why do we have meetings at 7:45 a.m.? Look no further than Raj Mehta. And if your why is anything that is less than his why, please come to the meeting. Moving on to our next speaker, who's just as illustrious, if not more. I call him Gandalf or Yoda. When I asked him that if given a chance, if he were to go back in time, would he choose Toastmasters all over again? His answer was a vehement yes. Now, the thing is, I did not ask him in person. I asked him over a WhatsApp message. And you don't expect a WhatsApp message, you wait for a WhatsApp message, but almost immediately his reply came back. He answered it the first instance that he got. That is his dedication to Toastmasters. That is his why he remains in Toastmasters. Another thing he has in common with Raj Mehta, in addition to being a distinguished Toastmaster, is that he's giving the same speech as Raj Mehta is. Well, at least the objectives are the same. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some experience of their experience as a mentor. Those distinguished Toastmaster Shaurendra Bhaumik will be evaluated by Toastmaster Amit Tandon. Now, before I call him on stage, Shaurendra, let's very quickly do an audio video check for you.
Hello, Shaurendra here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I look handsome enough?
5, 6, 7, 8. The answer is yes.
Thank you.
You're audible, you're visible, you're incredible. And now I'm going to remove myself. Shaurendra Bhaumik, did I do it right? Did I do it right? Shaurendra Bhaumik.
Thank you very much, Rupinder. How often have you heard this phrase, once bitten, twice shy? Well, the first time that I was asked to be a mentor, this is exactly what happened to me. I questioned myself on the fact that I had seen a mentor for myself who I would not ever want to be like. A person who made my life miserable because it was always his way, not my way of looking at things. He wanted me to be a carbon copy of himself because he thought that he was the ultimate speaker. And therefore, the questions which came up to me. Visiting Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I have a story to tell you, and this was when I was just about 3 years into Toastmasters and a very infrequent visitor to the Toastmaster meetings because I was traveling so much. At which time we had a humorous speech contest in our club. And the person who got the second prize had a brilliant script. But unfortunately, I felt that he was not up to it as far as the body language, the facial expressions, and anything which is considered as those things which can make your speech so good. This was a gentleman by the name of Shakib Rao. Shakib had won the second place in the club, and in those days, even the first and second would go to the area contest. And we had about 10 days in which we had to help him in improving himself. And therefore, I had to identify the goals that I expected him to work on. And they had to be short-term goals because I was not to be a mentor for Shakib beyond the time that he was getting into the contest. So the first thing that I did was to sit down with Shakib and work out a time schedule wherein we would be able to meet whenever we could, so that we could help each other in improving ourselves. I as a mentor and he as a speaker. And therefore, the first thing that I did with him was to take that script and discuss it with him and tell him where he could look at some improvements. These were the first thoughts, and that's how we went about it. And then, as I did my self-assessment, I also had to look at what are the things that had gone wrong as far as my mentor was concerned. And I had to ensure that it did not happen with Shakib. So we got along, and we would meet every alternate day, and Shakib would then start his speech, and I would correct him or help him in some of the places where I thought he could make much more impact. Now, the basic story that Shakib was telling was about his experience as a gym trainer. And as a gym trainer, he met different sort of people who came in, right from the salesman who would come in and sell protein packs at that place, people who would come in because they would like to lose weight. There were some ladies who would come thinking that being at the gym, they would look much more better after a period of time. And they had different reasons to come in there. And Shakib captured those beautiful moments and made it into a hilarious story. And that is how we went about it. At every point, I kept leading him and at times following him through those goals that we had set. Body language, how does he move on the stage? What are the places that he must use his voice to be able to make a punch? And that nexus that the two of us went through started showing results. The first result was the area contest. And believe me, Shakib excelled, and he was the winner of that contest. And that's where the confidence was built up. There was an excitement in the air, and which we shared amongst ourselves. And as the nexus worked together, we just went about it. The next milestone was the division contest. And sure enough, by this time we had pumped in so much into our package that Shakib just went through, and people rolled in laughter as Shakib was yet again, the champion. And then it was Goa. Goa, where Shakib was representing the division A in that case. And there he was in front of at least 500 people. And he started his speech. He went about it so effectively when suddenly something went wrong. Something went wrong and Shakib was tongue-tied. Sitting in the audience, I kept praying for him, but it didn't go right, and Shakib was disqualified. Friends, did I do it right? Did I tell him rightly what he had to do at such moments? I think I failed, but I was a winner. Both of us, next year, again, went into another of those stories. Life is such. I ask you, did I do it right? Over to you, Rupinder. Thank you.
Wow. There are times when I ask myself, did I do it right? I remember a similar experience where one of my mentees asked me that should she or should she not use a mic? And this was at the division contest. And I told her to go with the mic. And she goes on stage and the mic starts screaming. Heard that sound? Relate to that? Till today, I've not been able to forgive myself for giving her wrong advice. Could have meant the difference between her winning or losing. Let's take a minute to reflect on Shaurendra's speech and give him one-to-one feedback. Timer, please show me a red card after 1 minute. Thank you very much, timer. Time now to call on our speaker number 3. When I asked him, what was the biggest risk you've taken and why did you take it? I found a very relatable answer. You see, when I was in the throes of asking myself as to, should I go back? Should I give up on training and development? The answer was no, I need to give up on this job because the job was the one that was sucking the life out of me. So when I asked Deepak Arora as to what was the biggest risk that he had taken and why did he take it, his answer was that it was starting a business and that he took this risk because there was a lack of job satisfaction, because there was bureaucracy, and more importantly, he wanted to make a difference through better opportunities. Deepak is embarking on his Toastmasters journey today with an icebreaker speech. Like I always say, that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I don't say that. It's an ancient Chinese saying. But here's wishing Deepak all the very best. As he embarks on his icebreaker journey, he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Kiran. The purpose of this speech is for the member to develop a speech and present it in front of an audience. Timer, please note that unlike the previous 2 speeches, the time limit for this is 4 to 6 minutes with a 30 seconds grace on either side. Deepak, before we move ahead, can we do a very quick audio video check?
Yeah. So can you hear me? This is Deepak.
You are audible and you are visible.
Okay, thank you.
Deepak Arora, the world doesn't know until you express. The world doesn't know until you express. Deepak Arora.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rupendra. This cheerful young man in front of you is raised in city Faridabad with a passion of designing architecture of software applications and having an interest of whitewater rafting, go-karting, and listening to the old Hindi music, and precisely with the Kishore Kumar songs. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. This is going to be my journey till now, which I'm going to tell you just in 4 to 6 minutes and only 30 seconds on Apple side. City Faridabad is in Haryana state. This city is adjacent to capital of India, Delhi, and cyber city, Gurgaon. I'm a bachelor's in science. I'm happily married, having 2 kids, 1 daughter and 1 son. I'm running a very small software company. We are specifically doing a CRM consultancy and more towards very clear is Salesforce.com implementation we are doing for worldwide customers we have. Right. I have taken this risk 6 years back when I started as an independent CRM consultant. It was really real roller coaster. It is very tough because you have some challenges personally, and getting a new business is also different challenges. So it was a real coaster for me. But now things are much better, and started this current company, which is running now, is 1.5 years back. Now, as an organization point of view, our strength is experience, consistency, and passionate, hardworking team, right? Coming back to me when I was a kid, I was introvert, but mischievous as well. Having little friends, but having the best friends only. My favorite game is still now the cricket, but I was a very bad batsman. So people used to take me into the team because of my fast running capabilities, and I was a good fielder as well. Whenever I always talk about the cricket, there's one incident always come to my mind, which is when I was on 7th or 8th standard, we used to play cricket in a school building. Right? So we nexus of guys go early by 1.5 hours into the school and start playing cricket over there. So then there were some complaints by the teachers who take extra classes in the morning. So there is some risk arises at that point of time. So there was a turn of each guys, right, to bring up the bat and ball. And we have a hidden place in the school, so bring up the bat and ball from there. So it was the day, it was my turn to bring up the bat and ball, right? So when I coming back, there is one horrified situations arises over there. So in front of me, the principal sir was standing and he was looking towards me holding the bats and ball. So I got caught red-handed. So now you can assume, and the top of that is my mother was a teacher in that particular school as well. So you can assume that what was the situation was. So then you can just assume that, right? So I'm going to tell you what was the punishment. It was a very nice punishment we actually got because the principal was very nice, soft-hearted guy. So what he has done is he has given a 1-week punishment to the temple of the school to clean every day, but you have to come 1.5 hours prior to the school timing, and you have to showcase the temple place, right? So okay, moving forward, I studied and get into a job as a software programmer, right? And programmer, along with my job, I was some adventurous activities like whitewater rafting in a river Ganges, go-karting, water rides, listening to Kishore Kumar songs, right? Kishore Kumar is actually a most renowned or most lovable singer in India for last 5 decades. Most of the people like him for 5 decades actually. So now coming to the point why I am here in a Toastmaster. As an individual, I'm enthusiastic, self-motivated, good team player, and a hardworking individual. The incident which I am going to share with you made me to think towards work on communications and leadership skills. For a customer, I had done a project. It was a CRM project. CRM projects means the customer relationship management project we have done. They're trying to implement that particular project for a long time, but it was not happening. because being a driving seat, this project has got success, and we got lots of appreciation for that. So the chairperson called me to showcase how I have done the project, and you have to present what you have done in the journey. So they called me on a stage to showcase the work, because of the stage phobia, I got anxious at that point of time. So I was not able to speak anything. I was just speaking am, and pauses are there. So someone else has explained that, but not with the passion which I was holding at that point of time. At this point, I had a lot to speak, which I want to speak a lots of things about with a passion. So I understand that I wanted to speak a lot, but I was not able to express anything on that. So that was a very great setback for me. Then I understand that day, if you have any skill, it is highly appreciable. But if you have a capability of express and showing your work along with your love and the passion towards that work, it gives you an immense happiness emotionally and good price professionally, because there is always a lack of passionate people who loves their work. Being in a Toastmaster, my agenda to be in a Toastmaster is to tear the fear of stage. That is what I'm here in a Toastmaster. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder. Thank you.
Normally in a meeting like this, we in a physical meeting, in an in-person meeting, we would give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you.
But let's have a very grand round of applause for him.
Thank you.
Let's take a minute to write feedback for Toastmaster Deepak. Timer, please show me the red card after 1 minute. Would request Toastmaster Ashok Sharma to please respond to the one-on-one message that I have sent to him in chat. Thank you, timer. There was once a Toastmaster who used to avoid the table topics session like the plague. Those were the days of in-person meeting or physical meetings, as we call them in India. And what this person would do was that as soon as the last speaker spoke in the prepared speeches section, he would get up and get out of the room and come back after the table topics were over. Now, his president saw what this person was up to, and one day he locked both the doors in the room, placed sergeant at arms, and when the speaker tried to get up, the sergeant at arms motioned him, sit down, and that person sat down. Tried the next best thing, which was hiding under a table. No luck, because the table topic master went down, yanked him out, dragged him to the stage, gave him a topic, where he spoke for 12 seconds. 12 seconds. In case you're thinking that is my story, you're wrong. That is the story of Muhammad Katani, The Power of Words 2015 World Champion of Public Speaking. He spoke in a table topic for 12 seconds. He joined Toastmasters because he had a stammering problem. Sometimes your why is decided for you by the action of others. If he hadn't spoken for 12 seconds that day and resolved to speak after that, we would have had a different world champion of public speaking in 2015. That's what responding to what's your why does to you. Table Topics is the place where you will be called upon the stage. You'll be given a topic. You'll be asked to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. Can you speak for more than 12 seconds? I'm pretty sure you can. And if you can, there is no telling how far you are going to go. When I asked our table topic master today, Toastmaster Ashok Sharma, as to why he chose to renew with Toastmasters in September, he said that as a learning and development professional, he seeks new ways to learn and new people to interact with. Well, today he's going to get his chance to interact with some new people and some not so new people. Whatever it is going to be an exciting session as I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ashok Sharma. Ashok, let's very quickly do an audio video check.
Hi, Rupinder. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, you're visible, and you're good to go. Removing myself from spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Table topics. One of the exciting thing which I find, this is one of the most exciting things which I find in Toastmasters. Starting with today's topics, because it's a new year, we are talking about a lot of new things. So I try to keep the topics around that only. For that, I would like to invite Anna Whistler. Anna, are you there? Are you willing to take a topic? I think Anna is not there. Okay, Anna, I think is not there. Then maybe we can start with Padma Kumar. Padma, would you like to take a topic?
Sure.
Great, great. So thank you for this nice smile. And with this nice smile, I would like to give you a topic, New Year, New Beginning. Your topic is New Year, New Beginning. Padma, over to you.
When we reflect on our life, we always end up looking at certain momentous events that happen, of which we are very proud. We also sometimes identify certain moments where we fail, and we resolve to learn from that failure and make a new beginning. Every year in December, this is a ritual that many of us practice to reflect on what went well during the year and what were some of the learning moments that we had during the year. Today, we had brilliant speeches which explored both aspects. Things that went very well in terms of mentoring a person, and things that led us to question, did I do it right? Which is indicative of the humility with which we are able to approach what has happened to us. And to make sure that whatever new beginning we are able to do in the new year completely leverages the learnings that we have had from the past. Personally, for me, I have had significant learnings in the last year. The first and most important learning is that intimacy is not related to ability to meet in person. it is very much possible to develop that level of intimacy and have a nexus with people, even if there is a screen that stands between you and the other person. The screen could be a wide screen like a laptop. It could be a small screen like a mobile. But we need not allow physical distances and inability to see or feel or touch the person to stand in the way of developing intimate relationships. I say this because I have started attending so many Toastmaster clubs and I have so many new friends. That is my new beginnings in 2022. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Padma Kumar. Thank you. Thanks a lot. It was a brilliant explanation of the topic. Okay, let's move to next person. Let me ask Sumangal, because Tejinder was very happy to see Sumangal here. So it will be really great to hear from her. Sumangal, will you be able to take a topic?
Yeah, absolutely. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. So the first topic was about the new year, new beginning, and to complete the nexus, I would like to give a topic which is talking about the previous year. So Sumangal, the topic I would like to give you is the best thing I have done in the last year. The topic is the best thing I have done in the last year.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving this awesome topic for which I can very well nexus with this topic. Actually, I would say there are two things which are the best thing happened to me the previous year. The first one was this joining the Toastmasters Club, the Blue Quiz Club, and becoming a Toastmaster member. As I had a very much fear of table topics, as Rupinder was mentioning about the person who won the speech contest and was able to speak only for 12 seconds in the first table topic. I was also like the same, that I was scared of the table topics, and now I see the difference. So the best thing, one of the best thing that happened to me is is my decision to join the Toastmasters Club. And secondly, the best thing that happened to me was I was kind of stuck in my previous job, and I was like, I cannot do this repetitive, monotonous work, which is not giving me any learning or anything I can do new to about that topic. And I studied well. I worked hard for that, and I finally I switched to a job where I can where I have new challenges every day, where I can learn something every day, where I meet new people. So yeah, that's how the two best things happened to me. Back to you, Table Topic Master. Thank you for giving me this topic.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sumangal, for this nice explanation. Tejinder, would you like to take a topic? I think Tejinder is not there. Okay, let me move to Rajiv. Rajiv Chakravarti. Rajiv, would you like to take a topic?
Yes, sure.
Great. So Rajiv, topic for you is, I will live in the moment this year. The topic is, I will live in the moment this year.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters India guests. That's a lovely topic, and I always believe this philosophy that we should always live the moment which we have currently. Because my personal experience, what I've seen, that people always want to live the past, what happened, and what they will do in future. They always think about these two things which is not in their control. But the thing which is in our control is the present, where we can do a lot of things for the improvement yourself, and also you can do a lot of things for the improve for your society as well, like develop yourself learning skill, your mentality, your knowledge, helping someone in the society, with the needy people, helping the animals, the poor people. That is absolutely required in your life. And that's the reason we always live into the present moment, always think about it, and always I believe that give value of time, basically which we are not used to give value of time. In human life, we have almost in daily 86,400 seconds, and we need to value each second, because if we compare to that as the money, every day we have 86,400 in our bank. The only difference is that if you have that money in your bank, that can be carried forward. But in this case, in life, the second you cannot carry forward in future. Therefore, you have to, the 24 hours you have in your life, you have to utilize each and every second, millisecond, and by that second, you can improve yourself a lot as a good human being, as a great person, and that eventually not help you to grow, but that eventually helps the society in the next level. That's the reason I always believe whatever you are doing, do it for present, do whatever you love, do it, and that eventually help you, the human being, in the upcoming years. Thank you so much, and over to you, TTM.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Raji, for this wonderful explanation. Moving next, Sarthak, would you like to take a topic?
Yes, please.
Great, great, Sarthak. Sarthak, topic for you is one thing I want to learn in this year. The topic is one thing I want to learn in this year. Over to you.
There is one thing common in all of us, that we always want to learn something or the other in life. This year, I feel that learning any skill is very, very important in life. Because of this pandemic, most of the people have left their jobs and were not able to get any new opportunity. This pandemic has taught me one new thing, that is a e-learning. That is, if any person has any skill as well as the experience as well as the knowledge in that skill, he can teach that skill to other people. And what learning I feel I want to gain from this year, that is, I want to make one of my skill very, like you can say, very expert in that. I want to be expert in that type of skill, so that I can help other people to learn that skill in the life. Even I feel that learning in form of health is also important, that as me as a person, I should know about what is my health of status, what is my health status is right now. Because this pandemic has taught us that health is the most important priority in the life. So what I feel is, to know about my health, I have to learn many things related to how can I take care of my health in the best and suitable way. And secondly is to learn a skill, master any skill, and teach to others. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmasters, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarthak. Thanks a lot. I think you pointed it very correctly. E-learning is the new way of learning, and that's going to help all of us. Moving ahead, as Kapil has joined after a long time, Kapil, would you like to take a topic?
Sure. Am I audible?
Yes, Kapil, you are audible, but we can't see you.
Can you see me now?
Yes, now we can see you. Okay, so Kapil, the table topic for you is, I will make myself as my best friend. The topic is, I will make myself as my best friend. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you for the topic, Ashok. One thing I read somewhere, that being yourself or being natural is the hardest thing in the world. And when I say this, I can correlate this with Toastmasters. How? When I am with my friends, when I am with my family, I speak very well. And when I am speaking, I have my voice modulation, I have my hand gestures going all right. But when I'm in Toastmasters or when I'm giving any professional speech, I feel like I'm a bit restricted. I'm not that Kapil. I'm not that myself. So I want to bring that Kapil, which I am with my friends, I am with my family, onto the stage. And I want to make that Kapil as my best friend. And I'm sure if I can replicate that Kapil in front of you, in front of 50, 100, 500 people, I can do wonders. Because if you are natural, if you are yourself, then everything goes with you. But everything it looks like scripted when I'm giving a speech on Toastmasters or on a professional setup. I don't want to do that. I actually want to be the old Kapil. And similarly, I'm a big Bollywood movie fan, and I like actors who are very natural, like the old Ashok Kumar, the Amir Khans. I don't like the actors who do over the top acting. So my criteria of judging people, if they can be there themselves in front of audience, in front of big, rather 500 audience, then I feel like, okay, this man has got the confidence and he has control over things. So I want to make myself, or I want to bring that Kapil in front of you all. And I'm sure one day I will bring that Kapil and I will introduce you all with the original Kapil. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you, Kapil. And we will wait for that Kapil to come. Okay, may I request Naveen? Naveen, would you like to take a topic?
Yeah, sure. I would like to go for it.
Great. So, Naveen, topic for you is one thing I want to stop doing this year. The topic is one thing I want to stop doing this year.
Fellow Toastmasters, I have had a bad habit of, taking up New Year resolution and never completing them. So this year, I've decided that I will only take up tasks which I can complete. Let me give you an example. For example, I used to be interested in reading books. I used to buy books. I used to purchase books, and they used to end up on my bookshelf, but they never used to get read. So hence, this year, I've decided that basically I will take up only those things, those interests I will generate within me, which I'm committed to complete, which I'm committed I can complete it. As it is said that there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it is convenient. But when you're committed towards anything, you will find no excuses and you will find only results. So I want to take up those tasks which I know that I can complete. And one of the things I've taken up this year is to also start delivering speeches, more speeches in Toastmasters, which I'd been neglecting over quite some years. Of course, and that is by using the right words. As it is said, small people, they use big words, but of course, and big people, they use small words. But servant leaders, they use the right words, and that's what I want to use to get my work done, whether it is in any sphere of life. So basically, that is my resolution, which I've taken up, is to be committed. And of course, once you're committed, the capabilities can be built, because commitment is much more important than any type of capabilities. Over to you.
Thank you, Naveen. Thanks a lot. And we will be really happy to hear next year in the first meeting that how this year went and how you were able to stand on that resolution. Okay. On this, may I request Sumit for taking up a topic? Sumit, would you like to take a topic?
I was just waiting for my turn.
Great, great. I have a very interesting topic for you. Not in line of these topics which we are discussing, but I think you will like it. The topic is My mobile, my best friend. My mobile, my best friend. Over to you, Sumit.
Ashok, who is your best friend?
Sumit Juneja.
Well, because I'm in front of you, right? The same is this piece. This piece is always in front of you, no matter where you are. And the time you wake up and the time you go to bed, the first thing that sometime we do is just check out our mobile. And then the last thing that we do in the night before sleeping is that we check out our mobile, that if I'm missing on something. So if this is the case, the mobile has become truly our real friend. But does this piece have emotions? And does this piece has all those human qualities that a human looks for whenever we interact with somebody? And can, in the time of difficulty, this piece help me solve those difficulties? Sometimes, yes. We can call up a friend who is a real buddy in the real sense with the help of this friend. So is the mobile a true friend? Well, it depends. When we get so close to something, only two possibilities are there. We can either use that thing, be it a friend or a mobile, very, very well, and make that piece our friend, or we can misuse or abuse it. And that same piece may or may not be our true friend. So it all depends on you and what emotions are coming from within you that will define a true friend. If I am with peace with myself, if I am at ease at any moment of time, I know that I have the capability to make any single thing in this world as my best friend, even if it is a mobile. So Ashok, in reality, you are my best friend, but this piece is also my best friend. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumit. What a wonderful explanation. And the way you turned it, it is really, really commendable. Okay, moving next, may I request Devashish? Devashish, are you there? Looks like Devashish is not there. Shatabdi, would you like to take a topic? Shatabdi, you are on mute.
Yeah. Actually, I'm playing the role of timer. So if anyone.
Shatabdi, I'll time you. You can do the topic.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Shatabdi,
one second. Yeah. I'll just have to set up my stopwatch and then you can go.
Just okay.
Okay, we're good to go.
Thank you, Rupinder. Shatabdi, topic for you is my top 3 learnings from the last year. The topic is my top 3 learnings from the last year. Over to you, Shatabdi. Shatabdi, can you hear me?
No, actually, right now you are audible.
Okay. Let me repeat the topic for you.
Your voice is breaking, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Let me repeat topic for you. The topic is my top 3 learnings from the last year. My top 3 learnings from the last year. Shatabdi, over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. My top 3 learning from last year. That is, first learning is we need to have some patience, right? So patience is very important if we want to be a successful, if we want to become a successful for each and each in any work. So then you have to patience. So patience is very important for me first. Second, that is the knowledge. So you need to acquire some knowledge, and yes, that is very important. If you are knowledgeable, so then you can do any work successfully, right? So knowledge is very important. And third important things which I think that is the you that is to control, you have to control about your angerness, right? So these three things is very important for me. So thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Shatabdi. May I request Kiran? Kiran, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Am I
Great.
audible?
Yes, Kiran, you are audible. Would you like to take a topic?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, Kiran. So topic for you is, Kiran, one habit I want to develop this year. The topic is one habit I want to develop this year. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for giving me such a good topic. One habit I want to inculcate in myself. My time has started?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not able to see that. That is why I was asking. Actually, I procrastinate a lot. So this is something I want to go away in my life. I just want to inculcate whatever comes in my way. I just want to do it right now, right away. I don't want to do things procrastinate. I want to learn how does it feel when you do your work at the same spot. I have a habit of delaying. I keep on delaying things. So I wish this year from my mentor, and being a good mentee, I learned this thing, and I learned this habit of doing things right away and right now. That is something I want. Guys, I'm not able to see my time, so I don't know how much time is left for me. Can you please share your screen so that I can give? Okay. This is something I want to get away, and I want to have the feeling of doing things and preparing well in advance, not delaying it or not procrastinating it. I'm very fed up from the procrastinating thing. And this year, I want to know the why. Like, why should I get away with procrastination? I hope in this coming week or 1 or 2 days, because I have to play a role of TMOD. So I just want to learn this thing, that how does it feel when you do your work and you are well prepared. So I want to have that why for me, and I want to learn this why of doing things, to have that feeling that how does it feel when you do your work in well in advance. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiran. Thanks a lot. Okay, moving to our last topic, may I request Elisa? Elisa, would you like to take a topic?
Sure, I can take a topic.
Great. And topic for you, Elisa, is I can imagine New Year 2050. I can imagine New Year 2050.
I could imagine the new year 2050. Can you? Is our imagination even good enough to go that far? Imagine the expanse, the travel, the technology. I think back to my parents when they were growing up. They were just understanding what a TV was and what a TV with color was. If I had gone back in time and spoken to my parents and told them about iPhones, cell phones, being able to talk to anyone, anywhere, even on top of Mount Everest, they would not have believed me. If I had told them about Netflix, about Amazon, instant shipping, where you log into your computer and the next day your product is there, no need to go to the store, they wouldn't have believed me. And during COVID times, if I had told them about how the technology of Zoom has united us around the world, where I can travel to India, France, Saudi Arabia, Africa, anywhere I want through Zoom, they wouldn't have believed me because it would have sounded so fantastical. It's hard for our imagination to grasp what life can be like. And as I think and take my mind to the future, to 2050, it's hard to imagine what that change will bring to our lives. Will we have flying cars? Will we have cars that drive themselves? No drivers needed. If you're an Uber driver, taxi driver, I'm sorry, you'll be out of a job. Will we have instant travel where we can just transport ourselves like in the movies? I climb into this shuttle and I'm there. Will we live on the moon? Will there not be any more living on Earth? Well, 2050, maybe that's a far reach. But the point is, humanity is incredible. You are incredible because your ideas, your enthusiasm, your passion, your imagination is what takes us to the next level. And ultimately, whatever 2050 brings is up to you. It's what you do with your talents, your abilities to change this life, to change the world. I can't wait for it because I know you're amazing and the world in 2050 will be amazing. Thanks. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you. Thank you, Elisa. What a wonderful explanation and what a wonderful picture you are able to draw. And I remember your yellow room presentation which you gave, and it reminded the same. So you are very good in drawing those pictures and imaginations. And one more time, you did the same. Thank you. Thank you all for taking up these topics and becoming and presenting your thoughts. With this, I would like to hand it over back to Toastmaster of the Day, Rupinder Singh. Rupinder, over to you.
Thank you, Ashok. Can we have a round of applause for him, please? And I want to do two very quick polls. First, I would want you to vote for the best speaker. Let's take about 15 seconds to vote for the best speaker. Request you to do it as fast as possible. All right, the votes are still pouring in, so we are now into the 20th second. I want to stop at 30 no matter what happens. Thank you. And now just vote for the best table topic speaker as well. We had 10 of them. Choose. Thank you for stating your opinions. Time now to move to the final section of our meeting, the most important section. This is where we all get feedback. And I will spotlight the general evaluator. When I asked her why she joined Toastmasters, she said that she joined Toastmasters because she wanted to hone her skill of speaking professionally and surround herself with like-minded speakers and build a community of speakers in the most known speaking organization. Toastmaster Hope, can we very quickly do an audio video check?
Yes, am I audible?
You're audible and now you're visible. Good to go.
Excellent, thank you. And I will complete our nexus with moving into our evaluation portion of the meeting. At this time, I will call on our first evaluator who will be evaluating Raj Mehta's speech, Pratima. Pratima, may I call on you to give a thorough evaluation?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Ho. And greetings, everyone, and New Year wishes from my side. Please excuse me for not having the video today. Talking about Speaker Raj Mehta's speech, I would first like to comment on the choice of his topic for the speech, Fragrance of My Mentee. This topic got my attention as an audience, and I was intrigued to know more about who is this mentee. Speaker Raj, you began your speech by beautifully introducing your mentee, Khushbu. Your speech had an amazing flow to it, and you were extremely coherent all through. Now, as we all know, mentoring as its core guarantees mentees that they are not alone in dealing with day-to-day challenges and makes them feel like they matter. Your speech showed that you as a mentor are doing a commendable job and that you share a great bond with your mentee, which is essential for a successful mentor-mentee relationship. You painted a visual about how Khushbu is as a mentee and as an individual. And for many of us who do not know her at that level, you gave us an insight into that. Speaker Raj, you had an interesting anecdotes to your speech all through with very specific details. Like when you said that on 16th April, you received a question from your mentee Khushbu, who asked you how a standing and delivering speech was better than a sitting and delivering speech. I could feel the audience establishing a greater nexus with you in this context. You fill the virtual stage with details about the calls, the mails, the Zoom meeting, your frank chats with her family, her education, life in Kolkata, your education, your family. You gave it all. You gave 3 main pointers about your mentee and all through stuck with the topic of your speech, the fragrance of my mentee, elaborating that this fragrance came in the form of, firstly, her confidence, secondly, her readiness to explore new skills, and thirdly, by being an amazing human being. To say it, if I haven't made it clear before, Speaker Raj, I loved your speech. It was a phenomenal speech in my eyes, especially because I have seen your journey in Toastmasters. You had a logical flow to your speech, and the nexus between you, the mentor, and Khushbu, the mentee, was beautifully established and displayed. I would also like to comment on your body language, which was composed and apt all through. Talking about the pace of your speech, in my opinion, I felt it was absolutely right. Just one small tip I have for your speech is that I wanted to hear more of how you felt mentoring her. Did you feel that there were any challenges as a mentor? I could see that this speech had more points about a mentee. I also say this because I could see that there was more time for this to accommodate as we were only on the timer's yellow card. To conclude, the purpose of your speech was to share your experience as a mentor, which you did justice to it by explicitly sharing about your mentee. You concluded your speech by saying that you feel fortunate to have Khushbu as a mentee who taught you many life lessons. And Speaker Raj, today we feel very fortunate to hear you speak as you reinforced beautifully, strongly, what a strong mentor-mentee relationship looks like. And with that, I look forward to hear more speeches from you. Kudos to you on delivering an excellent speech. All the best, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Pratima, for a thorough evaluation of Raj Mehta's speech. I felt that you were moved by his words and you gave a concise, gentle, although thorough evaluation of the speech. Continuing on, we will follow through with our second evaluator who will be evaluating Surendra's speech. I will now call on Amit to evaluate Surendra. Amit?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters and guests. Today, I will be evaluating Surendra Bhaumik's speech, Did I Do It Right? You had a great start to your speech. I love the way you took a personal real-life example and showed how you would not want your mentee to be going through something that you went through when you were being mentored by someone. Your speech was well constructed, wherein it clearly created a mystery when you started talking about your own mentor and gradually brought in your own experience as mentorship. And you wanted to correct what you felt was not done to the best of what you felt you were wronged on. I felt that this is something that a whole lot of us have gone through at some point in life, and sharing your experience may change a few of us to go from a tit for tat to let's figure out what will work better for you. The speech was about creating an impact and not an account of information of something that happened. However, there are a few things that I do feel could have been done a little differently. One, the background in your speech was a little too dark, and I feel that a brightly lit background would have added a lot more character to the speech. Two, I felt that if the speech had a little more explosive energy, a few rhetorical questions, it would have intrigued me a little more. And lastly, I feel that had you given the speech standing up, it would have created a way larger impact than what it did right now. Thank you so much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Amit, for your evaluation. And we will finish our evaluation portion of the meeting with our third evaluator, who will be Paranjay, who will be evaluating Karan. You will be evaluating Deepak's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So guys, today I'm going to evaluate Deepak. So first of all, I would like to congratulate Deepak for giving such a great speech and telling us why of his life. He started on a very good note. I love the topic, world doesn't know you until you express. World doesn't know you until you express, and through this speech, he has beautifully expressed himself to the club and to all of us. So now we all know a lot about him. I find a lot of strengths in his speech, so I'll be talking about his strengths. He had very good eye contact with the audience. It was first speech, but he was looking very confident while delivering the speech. He very beautifully narrated the story and took me to the school life. I was imagining myself like what I used to do in my school and how I used to trouble my teachers and how I used to get punishments from my teacher. So it was a very well connected topic. And through this topic, he built up a great nexus with the audience. Along with these trends, I find there are few shortcomings on which he can work upon himself. So it will go like this. I want him to work on his camera angle. It can be on eyesight, so that his eye contact and his facial expressions are quite visible to the audience. And through that, he can build a great nexus and connect with the audience. This is something I want him to work. The second thing is like hand gestures. So he's having a great story, and when you use your hand gestures, you feel more connected and you feel more expressive. So this can be worked upon. Facial expression, again, while like he told us about he was playing cricket. So during that time, he can use his excitement. He can use when teacher and the principal caught him and he was getting the punishment. He can use his facial expression, so that will be a more connect to the audience. Apart from this one, voice modulation can be worked upon. Again, the excitement can bring upon with the voice modulation. And he can show some more energy while delivering the speech. I felt like the same thing, like when he was getting caught, the excitement or the fear, it can again be brought in the voice modulation. Apart from this, I want to say that it was his first speech, and I think all these things can be worked upon in future speeches. He will work on these things and will come up with great stories to tell us. Last but not the least, my biggest takeaway from his speech. It gives you immense happiness when you do things which you like. And to summarize the whole Toastmasters concept, the term he used, fear the fear of stage, I felt it was very apt. So I look forward to hear him more and look him more on the stage. I wish him all the very best for his next future speeches. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. All the best, Deepak, for your next speeches.
Thank you, Kiran. And I will complete our nexus with an evaluation of our table topic session. Our first table topic speaker was Padma Kumar, and you spoke about learning from failure. I believe the question was, what did you learn from your past year? You opened with this, which brought the element of, I think I hear a motivational speech coming on. You reflected on what you learned as you were listening to my evaluation of the table topic speakers. Please vote for the best speech evaluator at this time. I will continue speaking about Padma Kumar's table topics message. You reflect on what you did over the past year. You spoke about mentoring. And you asked the question, did I do this right? You spoke about leveraging from your learnings of the past and bringing that into your future self. I enjoyed hearing this exact quote. Intimacy is not exclusive to meeting in person. Due to the COVID health pandemic, we have been separated and have been brought together through screens. And hearing that you can still share the same human intimacy through the screen was not only warming, it was a call to how we're still united, even though we're speaking through the screens. I really appreciate that message. You closed with your new beginnings with new friends that you have met through Toastmasters. It was a strong closing. It brought all your lessons, everything that you put into that short message to a finality. It was the nexus of the message, beautiful message, well spoken, and it was a great opening for our table topic session. Our next speaker was Sumangal, who I've personally watched during our time in Toastmasters blossom. I would like to say you have become a stronger speaker, and every time you speak during table topics, you shine. And you spoke about this. You spoke about joining Toastmasters to conquer your fear of speaking on the whim. You have done it. Congratulate yourself. I was smiling as I was watching you speak because I have followed you through these months and have watched your journey, and it is beautiful. And I believe when we recognize each other, we're stronger in our own selves. So continue your journey of speaking and know you are a powerful speaker. You really are. And I don't see the nervousness that you once had. You're speaking for longer amounts of time and you're executing beautifully. On to Rajiv. You spoke of the value of time, good humor and ability to grow. And you also spoke of doing what you love, not always doing what will bring you the income, because there is a difference. When you actually love what you do, you're present in that moment. You put thought into what you're doing and it shows. I personally say I love people who love what they're doing, no matter if it is sweeping a road or being a lawyer. It shows when you love what you do, and that was a beautiful point to bring out. Thank you for sharing. On to Kapil. You spoke of being natural is the hardest thing. And in reality, it seems like it would be the easiest thing, but being natural is the hardest thing. I wrote down this passage. If you are natural, everything goes with you, meaning just flow. Life is working with you. You continued and you said you learned. Actually, I learned how you loved Bollywood movies. You actually stated the exact actors that you loved. And you you closed, I wrote down everything. You closed with saying, I look to meet the original Kapil, meaning you're coming back to your original self. It was a beautiful, strong closing and really the elements of a perfect speech, all in that short 2 minutes. The next was Navin. You opened with only taking tasks that you will complete. Why? Because you're tired of not completing a task. You also spoke this, and I wrote this exact passage down. No excuses, only results. You spoke of what you seek to complete in the future, delivering more speeches. You spoke of big people using short words and short people using long words. I did not write it down exactly, but I did write down using the right words. And there is a difference. I really enjoyed how you said commitment is more important than the capabilities. That is something that I will actually save in my personal notebook because it's such a poignant phrase. Commitment is more important than the capabilities. Next, Sumit. I learned that your best friend was table topics master, Ashok. Through your whole table topics message, I learned more about you. You spoke how the iPhone does not have emotions, but it can help with daily difficulties. You spoke that you can use or misuse your mobile phone, which gives an extra element of you have the choice. It is not all bad. It is not all good. You decide. It all depends on how you define a true friend. And I enjoyed listening to you as you closed with saying both Ashok and your mobile phone share best friend duties. I enjoyed that, although I hope you're not a 24-hour best friend, Ashok. The phone can be used at all hours. You don't always have to pick up when your best friend calls. Quickly, Shatabadi, did I say this correctly? I'm really trying to.
Yeah. Shatabdi.
Shatabi. You spoke of having patience, knowledge, and to control your anger for 3 elements. The only thing I would ask for is to speak just a little bit longer, because what you gave us was quality words. If you can stretch it out in the future, I would love to hear what you have to say. Lastly, Kiran shared that she had a habit of delaying, and she wants to know what it feels like to be prepared and to complete within time. I enjoy that, and that is something that I'm working on as well. Closing out our table topics message was Elisa, and you gave a beautiful closing message. You spoke of in year 2050, how we would all be united. Excuse me, how if you looked back, your parents, how they would think of this time currently, being united as far as reaching anyone through a phone at any time, being able to stream your favorite movie at any time, and being able to be picked up in an Uber at any time. I really enjoyed your passage. Imagination through humanity is amazing. All in all, this table topic session was a beautiful session with words that I will retain in my personal notebook, and I enjoyed listening to all the messages that were shared. I did slightly go over time. At this time, I believe I will call on all of our functionaries to give their reports. May I first call on our timer to give our time reports.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, I hope it is visible. Yeah. So first speaker Raj Mehta took 6 minutes 22 seconds. Speaker 2, Shaurendra, took 7 minutes 34 minutes. Third speaker, Toastmaster Deepak, took 7 minutes 8 seconds. Next for table topic, next for evaluation part, Toastmaster Pratima took 4 minutes 22 seconds. Toastmaster Amit, second evaluator, took 2 minutes 38 seconds. And third evaluator, Toastmaster Kiran, took 3 minutes 29 seconds. Next, for the table topic, first speaker, Toastmaster Padmakar, took 2 minutes 23 seconds. Second, Toastmaster Sumangal took 1 minute 30 seconds. Third, Toastmaster Rajiv took 1 minute 51 seconds. And fourth, Toastmaster Sharthak took 1 minute 46 seconds. Next, Toastmaster Kapil took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Naveen took 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Sumit took 2 minutes 26 seconds. And for me, next, if could you please tell me my time, Toastmaster Rupinder? Yeah, for next, yeah.
Your time was 1 minute 14 seconds.
1 minute 14 seconds. Okay. So next, Toastmaster Kiran took 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Elsa took 2 minutes 20 seconds. So as per our rule, Toastmaster Surinder, Toastmaster Deepak, and Toastmaster and Evaluator 1 has disqualified. So thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for Shatabadi. 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 There we are. Excellent. Thank you for such a thorough timers report. It's always nice to have the visual. I appreciate the extra effort that was given. Next, I will call on our next functionary, which will be our grammarian, to deliver our grammarian report.
Hello. Dear fellow Toastmasters, friends and distinguished guests, it is my pleasure listening to all your speeches, and I do find new excellent use of English, and I would like to share some few examples. Firstly, we have Raji. Always live in the present moment. It was a wonderful speech, and the best part is that you have told the seconds of the day and how it should be utilized. But there are some words that are that you have used plurals, that it should be singular. And next to Deepak Arora, loved your speech, and it was a great speech. Like it is your first speech, which is icebreaker speech, and you have used some plural words such as insights. And coming to another table topic speech where Kapil uses many different words. Like it was one of the best table topic I heard today. That a word of advice is that you have used examples at starting, but it should be saved for the last. It would be better. So coming to meanwhile, I'm happy to see that fellow members are eager to use the word of the day nexus, and we have many names today. Firstly, Pratima, Surinder, Hope Williams, Rupender, Deepak, Ashok, Kiran, and Padma, and Sumangal. They all used the word of the day, and this is very helpful in conveying your message, and I hope everyone can use it in the further speeches. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Paranjay. Excellent. Rounding out our nexus of my functionaries is Elisa as our all counter. Elisa, may you please present us with your all counter report?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. As you can see on the screen, here is the summary of our report of ahs and ums for this evening. And figured quite a bit in our speeches, mainly in some of the table topics. It made an appearance. However, I was secretly listening on the word that I may not have known was going to show up on this chart, and that is the word things. Patricia Fripp, who is a renowned public speaker, always says that specificity breeds credibility. Specificity brings credibility. And when we use the word thing, it's a very abstract word. It doesn't focus in on any particular aspect of our life. Recommendation would be replace thing. If you're going to say that thing, say that pot, that thing, that education, that thing, that aspect or quality of her. And therefore, as you speak, you begin to make that change, and it will bring credibility to your speech and to your language. In conclusion and summary, I congratulate you because we did miss out on lots of ahs. There were not that many other filler words. And I know that you have incredible capabilities in this area, and I look forward to being your ah counter in future occasions. Thank you so much. And back over to you, General Evaluator.
Excellent. Excellent. I really enjoy that extra helpful word, things. I will now pay attention to that as well as so. So therefore, those are two words I will look forward to eliminating from my daily vocabulary. I will now give a recap of how I feel today's meeting went. We did start on time. All functionaries were available, and any functionary that was not, we filled the role. Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder, was here to greet everyone just prior to the room opening. And Toastmaster Rupinder did execute a beautiful opening that got us ready for such a powerful meeting. 3 full speeches, 3 full speakers, and I have to say this is my favorite club because everything flows. Everyone is ready to present their role. Everyone knows what is called up for their role. Sometimes except for myself. And that's why I look to everyone in the room because you help uplift me. 3 full speeches, a full schedule today where I learned more about everyone. The scent of a mentor or a mentee or someone that you look up to. I learned in this speech how the role of mentor and mentee both play off each other. I really want to stress that I enjoy listening to all the speeches because I learn more about all the members through everything they speak about. Next on the list, our second speaker of the day was Surendra. Did I do it right? I'm always asking myself this, so I thought you were talking about something else that I did wrong, but alas, it wasn't about that. You went in and you explained and gave a story with a lot of meat that we could hold on to. I really enjoy listening to you speak because you're able to not only effectively build a speech, but carry us through a story. And it's like listening to a close friend. I enjoy listening to you speak every time you speak. After our second speaker, we had a third speaker, and it was the icebreaker from Deepak. The world doesn't know you until you express yourself. An icebreaker can be sometimes your own icebreaker to the club. You can become nervous. Once you've done your icebreaker, let me tell you, it's smooth sailing from here. And you effectively broke into the speaking world with your first icebreaker. Next, we went on to our table topics session, which is my favorite part. And this was the first time, let me just double check that our table topics master conducted our table topics session. Is this correct? Yes? Was this your first time as table topics master? Because I could not tell. You executed table topics perfectly. And again, table topics, I love to listen to all of the responses because I learned something from each member in the club. As we continued on, and everyone was on time, except for me, I want to note that Elisa, as all counter, added an extra space, which I called to her attention before, which was very helpful for myself as well as the other members, because within Toastmasters, we are striving to speak more efficiently. So being aware of another filler word aside from ums, ahs, things is a great addition to filler words. I really want to point this out to you, Elisa. Thank you for doing this. All in all, I feel we executed this meeting beautifully. We started on time, we will end on time. We had a full schedule, and more than that, any role member that did not fulfill their role, we stepped into the role quickly and continued to roll on with the meeting. So with that, thank you for allowing me to evaluate the meeting. I believe I've concluded our nexus of today's meeting. And at this time, I will hand control of the meeting back to our Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'm having some internet issues, so I will just copy paste what I was going to say into the chat box, and I will ask the presiding officer to take over from here.
Thank you, Rupinder. Thank you, everybody, for attending the meeting today. We had a wonderful meeting. This is the first meeting of this year, and we have a huge turnaround, and we had more than 20 members attending this meeting today. We had more than about 10 guests today who attended this meeting. That's, I believe, is a record, or maybe we had achieved that in the past. Rupinder can tell, but it's a great day, a beginning of a great day that we have so many guests today with us today. We had Sarthak, Raj Mehta, Padma, Shatabdi, Kiran, Rajiv, Naveen, Devashish, Tejinder, and my own son Niklavya. So I thought we were falling short of just one guest to meet the target of 10. So I invited him, and I'll take feedback from all of you. Going with Sarthak. Sarthak, can you please let us know how did you like this meeting, and if there is anything that we can work on to improve ourselves.
Thank you so much, Presidential Officer, for conducting this wonderful meeting. And what I feel is the essence of the meeting is that we all are actually taking active participation in this meeting, being as a Toastmaster. And I somewhere feel this is all about connecting with each other, that this platform is giving us opportunity to connect with each other. Now coming over to meeting part, I somewhere like the way all the people have been taking some initiative of doing like presenting the role. For example, if table topic master Ashok is telling the name of that person to present the topic, that person is actually saying yes with very much confidence. And even I feel that the evaluators who is giving the feedback, they are giving a crisp feedback which can help to work on, which can help the speakers to work upon their further speeches as well. And further on, the good thing is that the meeting started on time, and it was overall a great meeting. Hope to attend further more meetings like this, and thank you so much for inviting in this meeting. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Sumit.
Sarthak, we will be very happy when we see your face early morning next time. Same time, Wednesday next week.
Thank you.
And we have with us Padma. Padma, I would like to hear from you.
So truly a nice meeting to attend, and the remarkable thing about this club is the level of aspiration that everybody brings to the table. And we heard how significant improvements have been noticed in members. Raj Mehta was taken as an example of somebody who has really become prolific speaker even as we watch. And I personally can vouch for several members to have really progressed up the speaking order. And they say, this is a favorite quote of mine, they say that the only difference between us and the people that we look up to is that we have decided to set our limits. And if we do not set our limits, then we can very easily meet and surpass even people that we look up to. So today's speeches, for example, Saurindra's speech is something that I look up to, and I hope one day to match that kind of candor and that frankness in talking about various things. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Lovely meeting, first meeting of the new year, and all the very best for this coming year.
I truly believe that for the member of this club, sky is the only limit. Right? And as said by Raj sir, yes, lot of credit of today's great meeting goes to our newly elected Vice President Education, Khushbu Chokhani, and she is the person behind bringing so many new faces to the club and early this year. And we see that with under her supervision and under her guidance, we would have more such meetings and even better as we go along. We have with us Shatabdi in the room. Shatabdi would like to hear from you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. First of all, thanks for giving this opportunity. I'm the member of Alapcharita Toastmaster Club, which is a Bengali Toastmaster Club. And first time I played a role in the first time in English club as a timer. So really I enjoyed this meeting and I had a lot to learn. And I want to invite each and everyone in Alapcharita Toastmaster Club. Basically, we are conducting this session on each and every Saturday at 8 p.m. So if you want to chat in Bengali and if you want to speak in Bengali fluently, so then you can join the Alapcharita Toastmaster Club. So thank you and over to you.
I see some faces here who would like to certainly join your club, and do bring your other team members to this club and keep coming to the club. You are most welcome.
Sure.
We have Kiran with us. Kiran, would you like to share a few words with us?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sumit. It was very good and pleasant learning for me, especially the speeches, first and second speech, where the relationship between mentor and mentee was spoken. I really enjoyed that. And like when Rasa was telling about his mentee, I was evaluating myself as my mentee and how I trouble my mentor. And mentioned to it, Devashish was my mentor, so he came here because I ventured out in this club. So he came here as a cheerleader for me. And yeah, it was a very great pleasure. And he only pushed me to go out, learn things. And I'm very happy that I came into this club. I'm looking forward for the next meeting. On Wednesday, I'll be sitting here if you guys will provide me the link. So I'll be sitting here playing some role and learning a lot of things from you people. Surrender sir, your story and the work you have done with your mentee was commendable. It was commendable, sir. Kudos to you for doing all those things. And thank you for motivating me to work hard with my mentor so that I can reach at that platform where my mentor can tell a story about me and can narrate like how I progress and how he worked with me. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Raj, sir. You both are great, sir. Thank you so much. And for Deepak, I want to say it. Yes, keep working hard. And the tagline you use is like, fear the fear of stage. I'm sure you will do it. I'm sure you will do it. Thank you so much, guys. You all were such an amazing host, amazing people. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you for so much encouraging word. I see that Debashish, your mentor, was present for some part of the meeting, and he was one of the guests. Do share with him that we would like him to do visit us again and again, and we are thankful that he has brought you to our club, and that's just share our thanks to him.
I will. Actually, he got an office call, so he has to leave. Otherwise, he would be present in the whole meeting.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
We have with us Rajiv. Rajiv would like to hear from you.
Yes, thank you so much. As I am also a Vice President Education for Alapcharita Toastmaster Club, as Shatabdi rightly mentioned. So basically, I have three takeaways from today's meeting. First of all, that within the 2 hours, I can see 3 speech with 3 evaluation and table topics. That is really commendable. How you utilize your time. This is a new learning for me. Utilize your time. Number 2, how the session was conducted by the TMOT Rupinder and then Hope and also the table topic master. That is all the session are done very well, beautifully. And the third and most important, that for our counter, we used to use some basic filler crunch word, but there is something new I learned from Elisa. So these are the very important things, because what I believe, knowledge is the power, and I always try to improve myself. And this is a platform where I learn a lot of things, and definitely I'm looking forward in future. And I request all of you, if you have time, please visit our club on Saturday. Over to you.
Sure, Rajiv. Raj sir, over to you for your feedback.
Thank you, Sumit. I enjoyed each and every part of the meeting, be it the speeches, the evaluations, the table topic speeches, or any other section. I'm shameless in giving recommendations, so I will not shy away from giving the recommendations. One is that the table topic master, instead of asking whether somebody is ready to take the topic, it is better that when we call the first table topic speaker, we should keep the second table topic speaker ready. Like the table topic speaker can say, my first table topic speaker is Sumit, and I request or I will take the second table topic speaker like Deepak or Ashok. So during that meantime, the second or the next table topic speaker will become ready. There is no need of asking again and again whether you are ready to take the topic, because if you are in the meeting, nobody should say no for taking table topic. And my second recommendation is, when somebody is speaking, voting should not be there, because Hope Toastmaster or William was speaking and one chart of the voting came in front of us and she had to stop there. So maybe that voting part should be done only when either we should find extra, maybe 1 minute extra for this, for voting, or we can do all the votings at the end, or maybe something like that. And I find that today's evaluations, most of the evaluation was around the content. I feel that evaluation should be mostly on the delivery, because content wise, we all know that what we spoke or what we had written, or things like that. It is the delivery which is required to be evaluated more than the content. This is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajsar. It's always nice to hear some feedback like this. I will pass on your feedback about table topic to Ashok. And regarding the other two feedback, we have the members available already in this room. We'll take the respective feedback on their own. So this is about feedback, and I think we would like to take roles for the next meeting. If anybody want to take up the roles, all the roles are open. Would like to take the names for the next meeting role. Starting with you.
Take feedback from Sarthak.
Sarthak, I think I have done already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So anyone want to take a role for the next meeting? Just let me know.
We can participate now, the outside people.
Yes, they can.
Okay, I want to take the role of table topic master.
Rupinder, in the meanwhile, can you stop the recording while we take this?
He is not there in the.
When there is not there, I think you are the host or somebody else is.
Can't see her.